Have you ever stopped to think that some simple, inexpensive foods, easily found at any grocery store, can have incredible power to transform our health? When we talk about diabetes, this reflection becomes even more important. Diabetes is one of the most concerning health conditions today, affecting millions of people worldwide, and unfortunately, the number of cases is only growing. Controlling blood glucose is not just a recommendation, but a necessity for those who want to live longer and better, avoiding serious complications such as vision problems, heart disease, kidney failure, and even amputations. But the good news is that nature offers us powerful resources, and one of them is closer than we think. Okra. This vegetable, so present in Brazilian cuisine, is often overlooked due to its characteristic texture or even due to a lack of knowledge about its benefits. However, recent studies have shown that okra can be a true ally in controlling blood sugar levels, bringing surprising results for those living with diabetes or even for those seeking to prevent the disease. Throughout this video, we'll delve into the health benefits of okra, especially for those looking to control blood sugar. We'll understand how its fiber, antioxidants, and bioactive compounds work in the body, helping reduce post-meal sugar spikes, improving pancreatic function, and strengthening the body against complications. So, if you know someone who struggles daily to balance their blood sugar levels, or if you're looking for natural and effective alternatives to take care of your health, stick with me until the end. I'm sure you'll be surprised by the power of this superfood, which is often on our tables without us even realizing how much it can help us. Okra as a source of fiber and its action on glucose. When it comes to blood glucose control, one of the most important elements of a healthy diet is undoubtedly dietary fiber. And that's precisely where okra excels. This vegetable is incredibly rich in both soluble and insoluble fiber, each of which plays a key role in regulating blood sugar levels. The soluble fiber in okra forms a gel in the stomach during digestion. This gel acts as a natural barrier, slowing the absorption of glucose from food. The result? Sugar enters the bloodstream more slowly and gradually, preventing those dangerous spikes in blood sugar that can destabilize diabetes and lead to long-term complications. Furthermore, this same fiber helps increase the feeling of fullness. This means that those who regularly consume okra tend to feel less hungry throughout the day, which makes it easier to control body weight, a crucial factor for those living with type 2 diabetes, as excess weight is one of the main aggravating factors of the disease. Insoluble fiber, also found in okra, acts directly on intestinal transit, improving digestion and facilitating the elimination of waste. A healthy gut is essential for metabolic balance, and research has shown that the intestinal microbiota, the good bacteria that live in our gut, is directly linked to blood sugar control. In other words, by consuming okra, you're not only helping your body digest food better, but you're also promoting the balance of your entire metabolism, including glucose. Another interesting point is that okra contains mucilage, that characteristic viscous substance that many people find strange when cooking. This mucilage is extremely rich in fiber and antioxidants and acts as an extra protection for the body, creating a kind of coating that further helps control sugar absorption. It's as if okra puts a handbrake on the process of glucose release into the blood. Several studies have already proven this effect. Research with animals and even humans has shown that regular okra consumption can help reduce fasting blood glucose levels as well as improve insulin response, the hormone responsible for transporting sugar into cells and transforming it into energy. This means that including okra in your diet not only helps prevent glucose spikes, but also helps the body better utilize the sugar circulating in the blood. Therefore, we can say that okra acts on two powerful fronts. It controls the entry of glucose into the blood and, at the same time, favors its utilization by the body. And this is exactly what a person with diabetes needs to maintain good health and avoid complications. Now imagine, a simple, accessible, affordable, and flavorful food can be a true ally against one of the most challenging diseases of our time. This is the power of okra when it comes to fiber and glucose control. Antioxidants and bioactive compounds in okra. When we talk about diabetes, we can't just look at blood glucose levels. There's another silent and dangerous process that occurs within the body: oxidative stress. This phenomenon occurs when there's an excess of free radicals circulating in the body, which are unstable molecules capable of damaging cells, proteins, and even DNA. For those with diabetes, this oxidative stress is even more intense, as excess blood sugar accelerates the production of these radicals. This is where one of okra's greatest assets comes in: antioxidants. Okra is a veritable natural pharmacy when it comes to antioxidants. It's rich in flavonoids, polyphenol, and vitamin C, compounds that act as protective shields against free radicals. Imagine antioxidants as firefighters inside your body, putting out the fires caused by free radicals. This protective effect helps reduce chronic inflammation and prevents complications that diabetes can bring, such as cardiovascular problems, neuropathy, and even kidney damage. Among the flavonoids present in okra, quercetin and rutin stand out, two compounds extensively studied by science. Quercetin, for example, has a potent anti-inflammatory effect, helping to reduce inflammation markers that are often elevated in people with type 2 diabetes. Rutin, on the other hand, helps protect blood vessels, improving circulation and reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease, which unfortunately is one of the main causes of complications in people with diabetes. Another highlight is vitamin C, which, in addition to being an antioxidant, strengthens the immune system, a crucial factor because people with diabetes are more prone to infections. This vitamin also aids in cell regeneration and iron absorption, contributing to the optimal functioning of the body as a whole. But it doesn't stop there. Okra also contains phenolic compounds that have shown great potential for controlling blood glucose levels, precisely because they reduce oxidative damage to pancreatic cells, especially those responsible for insulin production. In other words, okra's bioactive compounds not only fight free radicals, but also directly protect the cells that regulate glucose, strengthening pancreatic function. And the most fascinating thing is that these antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects are combined with the power of fiber we've already seen. While fiber controls the rate of sugar absorption into the blood, antioxidants work to protect the body from damage caused by excess glucose. This combination makes okra an extremely complete food for those looking to naturally manage diabetes. Some preliminary studies even suggest that okra extracts may reduce blood sugar levels in laboratory tests. This shows that scientists are increasingly interested in exploring these bioactive compounds and understanding how they can be used in complementary therapies for diabetes. In short, okra is not only a source of fiber, but also a veritable reservoir of antioxidants and bioactive compounds that act on multiple fronts. It helps neutralize the damage caused by oxidative stress, reduces inflammation, protects the heart, strengthens the immune system, and even supports the pancreas in glucose regulation. When we think about preventing complications and improving quality of life, it's clear that including okra in your routine isn't just a healthy choice. It's a strategic decision to protect your body against the effects of diabetes and age with greater health and vitality. The effect of okra on pancreatic health and insulin production. The pancreas is the master of glucose balance in our body. It houses the so-called beta cells, responsible for producing insulin, the hormone that acts like a key. It unlocks the cell's doors so that blood sugar can enter and be used for energy. When these cells are damaged or when the body develops insulin resistance, controlling blood glucose becomes a challenge, paving the way for the development or worsening of diabetes. And it's precisely here that okra demonstrates another of its incredible functions. Studies show that the bioactive compounds present in okra, such as flavonoids, polyphenol, and mucilage, have the ability to protect pancreatic cells against oxidative stress. This stress is caused by excess free radicals, which, as we've seen, is common in people with diabetes. By reducing this damage, okra helps preserve the integrity and efficiency of pancreatic beta cells. But the benefits don't stop with protection. Some research suggests that regular okra consumption can improve the body's cells' sensitivity to insulin. This means that, in addition to protecting the production of this vital hormone, okra helps the body utilize it more efficiently, promoting better utilization of the glucose circulating in the blood. Another important point is mucilage, that viscous substance, so characteristic of okra. Besides aiding in the gradual absorption of glucose, it can reduce the workload on the pancreas. This is because When glucose enters the bloodstream more slowly, the pancreas doesn't need to release large amounts of insulin at once. This way, it functions more evenly, avoiding wear and tear and favoring its long-term preservation. There is also evidence that some phenolic compounds in okra may discretely stimulate insulin production in cases of deficiency. Although studies are still ongoing, this potential is encouraging, as it shows that okra acts not only indirectly but may also have direct effects on pancreatic function. In short, we can say that okra acts as a true protector of the pancreas. It helps preserve its cells, reduces workload, improves insulin sensitivity, and may even promote insulin production. All of this makes this vegetable a valuable ally for those seeking not only short-term blood sugar control but also long-term protection of the organs and mechanisms responsible for this balance. In other words, when you add okra to your plate, you're not just eating a nutritious vegetable, you're providing your body with a natural weapon to protect the pancreas and promote balanced insulin production, essential in fighting diabetes. Okra in controlling post-meal blood glucose. One of the biggest challenges for those living with diabetes, or even for those who want to maintain healthy blood sugar levels, is the so-called post-meal glycemic spike. It occurs when, immediately after eating, especially meals rich in simple carbohydrates, blood glucose levels rise very quickly. This sudden increase requires the body to release large amounts of insulin, overloading the pancreas and promoting fat accumulation, in addition to being linked to cardiovascular complications and insulin resistance. It's precisely at this critical point that okra proves to be a great ally. This is because it has a set of characteristics that help soften and control these glucose spikes. First, we need to highlight the role of soluble fiber in okra. When consumed, it forms a type of gel in the stomach and intestine. This gel slows gastric emptying and, consequently, reduces the rate at which carbohydrates from the meal are digested and converted into glucose. In other words, instead of a rapid and sudden entry of sugar into the bloodstream, the body receives this glucose more gradually, allowing insulin to act efficiently and without overload. Another key component is okra's mucilage, that viscous texture that many people find uncomfortable, but which is actually one of this vegetable's greatest assets. Mucilage acts as a natural barrier, reducing glucose absorption in the intestine. This effect not only improves post-meal glycemic control but also prolongs the feeling of fullness, helping to prevent overeating that could aggravate the condition. Furthermore, bioactive compounds such as polyphenol and flavonoids present in okra also contribute to this process. They help regulate the inflammatory response and improve insulin sensitivity, which further enhances the effect of fiber and mucilage in stabilizing glucose levels after meals. It's worth remembering that controlling post-meal blood glucose levels is important not only for those who already have diabetes, but also for people at risk of developing the disease, such as those with insulin resistance, overweight, or a family history. Regular consumption of okra, especially when combined with carbohydrate-containing meals, significantly reduces the rate of sugar absorption into the blood, making this vegetable a natural and effective strategy for preventing and managing diabetes. In practice, this means that including okra in your lunch or dinner can be a simple yet powerful decision. Whether sautéed, stewed, roasted, or even in creative preparations, it acts as a natural glucose regulator, helping to avoid those highs and lows that so negatively affect metabolic health. In short, okra acts as a natural brake against post-meal blood sugar spikes. And the more controlled these spikes are, the less strain on the pancreas, the lower the risk of complications, and the better the long-term quality of life. How to include okra in your daily diet. Now that we understand how okra helps regulate blood sugar, a practical question arises. How can we incorporate this food into our daily routine in a simple, tasty, and consistent way? After all, there's no point in knowing its benefits if it's not part of our daily diet. And the good news is that okra is an extremely versatile and inexpensive ingredient that can be prepared in a variety of ways to suit a variety of tastes. First, we need to talk about its most traditional form, which is sautéed okra. When prepared with garlic, onion, and a drizzle of olive oil, it preserves much of the fiber and mucilage that help control blood sugar. For those who don't like the famous slime of okra, there are simple tricks. Just wash it and soak it in water with lemon or vinegar before cooking, or sauté it over high heat without stirring too much, which helps reduce its viscosity. Another practical way to add it to stews and soups is to include it. In these recipes, okra not only adds nutrients, but also helps to naturally thicken the broth, eliminating the need for flour or other thickeners. This dish is ideal for colder days and can be a nutritious and light dinner option. Okra can also be roasted or grilled. When baked with seasonings like olive oil, paprika, turmeric, and herbs, it gains a crunchy texture and a distinctive flavor that wins over even those who claim to dislike it. This is an excellent way to vary your eating habits and make your dish even healthier. And of course, we can't forget about using okra in warm or cold salads. When quickly steamed, it can be mixed with other vegetables, such as carrots, broccoli, or tomatoes, creating colorful, fiber-rich combinations that are perfect for those seeking satiety without overdoing it on calories. Another interesting point is that okra can be used in functional juices or homemade natural preparations. Some people soak cut okra in water overnight and consume this liquid in the morning. This practice has become quite popular as a way to enhance the effects of mucilage on blood sugar control. Although robust studies to confirm this specific method are lacking, it has become a natural alternative sought after by many. The most important thing is to understand that there's no single right way to eat okra. The key is to adapt it to your taste and your routine. And the more creative your recipes, the better your chances of incorporating it into your daily diet. Additionally, okra can be combined with other foods beneficial for those seeking to control blood sugar, such as whole grains, beans, fish, squash, or dark leafy vegetables. These combinations make the dish more nutritious and balanced, enhancing its positive effects on the body. So, whether you prefer okra sautéed, roasted, in soups, or salads, the key is to include it regularly in your diet. Over time, in addition to experiencing the benefits for your metabolic health, you'll realize that this food, once overlooked by many, can be delicious, versatile, and a true ally for your quality of life. We've reached the end of our video, and after everything we've seen so far, it's clear that okra isn't just another common vegetable that occasionally appears in our meals. It's actually a natural superfood, packed with fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, and bioactive compounds capable of offering significant health support, especially in controlling glucose levels and preventing diabetes-related complications. We discussed how okra's fibers, especially its mucilage, form a gel-like substance in the stomach and intestines, helping to slow blood sugar absorption. This means fewer spikes in blood sugar, more stability throughout the day, and greater long-term protection for the body. We also saw that its antioxidants combat oxidative stress, reducing the inflammation that so harms people with diabetes and is linked to premature aging and several chronic diseases. Another key point was understanding how okra can contribute to pancreatic health and insulin production, helping the body work more efficiently. Furthermore, we saw how regular okra consumption helps control blood sugar levels after meals, which is one of the biggest challenges for those living with diabetes, as this is when blood sugar spikes occur most frequently. But perhaps the most practical part of all this is realizing how easily okra can be incorporated into everyday life, sautéed, in soups, roasted, in salads, or even in homemade functional dishes. It's cheap, accessible, and with a few adjustments in preparation, can win over even those who used to hate it. And here's the big message of this video. Managing diabetes and taking care of your health doesn't have to be complicated, expensive, or full of restrictions. Often, the solutions lie in simple things, in foods that are already part of our culture and that, unfortunately, have been forgotten over time. Okra is a perfect example of this. A humble yet powerful ingredient that can transform your quality of life if consumed regularly and within a balanced routine. Now, of course, okra alone doesn't work miracles. It should be part of a healthy lifestyle, which includes a varied diet, exercise, adequate hydration, quality sleep, and medical monitoring. But by making it your ally, you'll be giving your body a natural and effective tool to protect your metabolic health and keep your glucose levels under control. And before we wrap up, I want to extend a special invitation. Try adding okra to some of your next meals. Try new recipes, discover different ways to prepare it, and see how your body reacts. Often, It's in daily practice that we see the most real and lasting benefits. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you for your presence and for investing these few minutes in caring for your health. This shows that you care about your well-being and are willing to learn and implement new habits. And I'm sure that if you put into practice what we've discussed today, you'll feel the difference. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the SUA SOD channel, activate the notification bell, and share this content with friends and family who also live with diabetes or who want to take better care of their health. And tell me in the comments, do you eat okra often? Do you have any special recipes with it? I'd love to hear about it, and who knows, maybe even share it in future videos. Thank you very much for your company. Take good care of your health, and until the next video here on the SUA SOD channel.